Hey everyone, this is Michelle with Foxy Chick Designs and Magnolia Design Company with another fun Valentine's project using some Magnolia Design Company stencils and chalk paste. How is everyone doing tonight? I know I'm running late and I am so sorry. As you come in, if you will say hello, I'm going to get this video shared a few places. And as you come in, if you wouldn't mind sprinkling the love, I would greatly appreciate it. All right. Options, share to newsfeed, tag. All right. Hey, sister of mine. All right. And I'm going to put I'm going to pin the website. All right. And we're going to go ahead and pin our lovely little website. There we go. All right, so as you're coming in, if you will say hello, just so I know that you're here. And if this is your first time catching me live, if you will comment with a number 1. And if you have seen my cute face before, haha, if you will comment with a number 2. If you are seeing a little red live button right about there, if you will comment #live, and if you don't see that red live button, if you will comment #replay, just so I know how people are jumping on and watching. All right, I'm seeing a few more people pop in here. If you will say hello so I know that you're here and I can welcome you. Thank you so much for joining me for tonight's Tuesday tutorial. We are going to have some fun. Hopefully you've grabbed something to drink while we are enjoying our little party here. Hey, Miss Cynthia, how are you, sweet lady? Boy, do I miss you. We're going to plug in our lovely little glue gun because we are definitely going to be needing that tonight. And hey Dana, thanks for popping on. All right, well, I think we've got a few people on here, so I'm going to show you a little bit of the project that we're going to do tonight. Actually, I need to grab out our lovely chalk paste, which I'll show you those colors first. I'm going to be using our, excuse me, goodness. I'm going to be using our Sugar Plum, our pink, and where'd it go? I know I have it. I know it's in here somewhere. And our bright white. Like I said, I know it's in this container somewhere. but where it ran off to, I'm not quite sure. Where is my... Hey, babe. Yeah. Is my white chalk paste out there? Yeah. Can you bring it to me? I was chalking in the living room.
Yep.
Ah, thank you.
You're welcome. You're about 5 seconds delay.
Yeah. And we're going to be using some bright white. So these are the colors we're going to be using. And I will shove this lovely container back up here. And the stencil that we're going to use tonight is the I Love You, a Bushel and a Peck. And I know it's backwards, but it's called Bushel and a Peck, and it's an 8.5 by 11 stencil, and it retails for $13.99. And I do have pinned the website, so if you are interested in picking up this lovely little stencil, you can head on over to my website to grab it. The surface that we're going to use tonight is we are going to use some of these gallon stir sticks from Menards. We are going to paint them with some ink colored Waverly chalk paint, and I'm going to be using a baby wipe to paint them, just so it kind of gives a little bit of a wood grain look instead of like a painted look. And then I have some of these big wooden popsicle sticks to glue to the back of the stir sticks to hold it together. And I totally forgot to pull out my wooden beads. Okay, so for the hanger, we're going to use some twine. And I think that's it. And then, of course, we've got our hot glue gun. We've got our heat tool so that we can heat set everything. And we're going to get going. So I'm going to turn you guys down so that you guys can see what I'm working on. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them up in here. Even as I'm creating, I'm able to see comments on my laptop. So I love interacting with you guys, and I don't mind questions at all, because that way you guys get the answers that you're looking for, and you don't have to wait, for a message or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and flip you guys down. All right. So there we go. There's our, you can kind of see my little table's a mess. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get these open first. And I just bought these gallon stir sticks. They're paint mixing sticks. It's a pack of 10. You can get them at Walmart. You can just walk up to the paint counter and just, ask them for some paint stir sticks, and sometimes you can get them for free. Other times, I got these for just a couple bucks at Menards. And I like to use all 10 of them because it makes a nice big surface. Hey Jenna, thanks for popping on. And if you guys are new, if this is the first time that you are seeing me live, if you will comment with a number 1, and if you have watched our videos before, if you'll comment with a number 2, I just like to know who's new and who's watched us before. Okay, so I'm just flipping these over because I'm going to use the side that doesn't have the ruler on it. And I'm going to move this out of, I'm going to move the stencil out of the way just for the time being. And I do have a glove just because I really don't want... Hey, Miss Carolyn! Thank you for popping on. All right. Hey, Pam! thanks for popping on. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Dana. Thank you guys so much for popping on. I appreciate the support. All right, so I'm just using some Huggies wipes. They're fragrance free, and I got these at the dollar store. I think there was a Dollar Tree that I got them at. So I'm gonna open our ink paint, and it's a brand new container. So I'm just gonna, you know what? I think I'm gonna use my gloved hand. That way I won't make a mess. Well, I think I'm gonna use my gloved hand. Maybe not. I hate these stupid foil lids. Hey, Shirley. Thanks for popping on. Welcome, welcome. I hate these foil containers. Do you guys, when you guys get paint or anything like that and you have these foils, do you hate them as much as I do? All right, we're just about, there we go. And I like to leave the lid on it. Some people do, some people don't, and that's fine. But I'm just gonna scrape some of that off onto my, hey Sandy, I'm surprised you're watching. I thought you'd be watching a movie with my dad. Thanks for popping on though. And I'm just going to, actually, I'm gonna put one of my little towels down here to, just so I don't get my table a mess either. All right, and I'm just gonna rub this on. And you can do the sides, you don't have to. I'm just doing this top one because this will be the top. And that's just, so that one's done, so I'm gonna lay that one to the side. And I'm just gonna start working on the second one. I'm gonna just grab some more of that ink. This is just a real easy way to paint your wood pieces, is just like so. And I like using these baby wipes. Somebody showed me this technique and I really liked it. It just makes it a little bit easier, and I can just throw away the wipe. I don't have to clean up a paintbrush. Running out of old movies. Oh, that's funny. You ready to ship him back yet? I have to admit, James and I can't imagine done running movies. Yeah, I know, right? I have to admit, though, that James and I have kind of enjoyed the house. But it has been weird to come home and Dad not be here. Alright. So I am going to use all of these. So I'm just going ahead and getting them painted, and then we will glue them together. Not yet. Okay. I hate that he has to cut his trip short because of a funeral, but unfortunately, if we could change it, we probably would. Because our friend was a good lady. Alright, so we are just about done with painting these, and it really doesn't take a whole lot of paint to paint up these sticks. It really doesn't. I'm just barely dipping into the paint. And then once your dad said hi and he loves you. Oh, love you too, Dad. Sis, Carolyn, her funeral is on Monday. So, yeah, for those of you that are watching, our family had a dear friend of our mom's pass away from leukemia, and her funeral is this coming Monday. And so she leaves behind 3 boys and some grandkids who really are going to miss her a lot. I think it's funny because the grandkids called her Big Graham. And if you knew her, she was a bigger lady. She was a big lady. But her spirit was just as big. And she was just she was a walking party. Party of one. But we sure did love her, and I'm sure our mom is quite excited that she has one of her buddies there with her now. For us down here, we could just imagine Jesus telling them both to pipe down, or they were going to be separated to opposite sides of heaven. So, anyhow, alright, so now all of our pieces are painted. So I'm going to just pull off these gloves. And I do want to kind of keep them because they're not all that bad. And I probably should have kept them on until I was done with all of this, but oh well. Okay, so I'm going to just throw my lid on my paint so I don't spill it, because I'm good at that too. And I'm just going to I'm going to move this out of the way too. I'm going to lay my little wood sticks down here. And I'm going to get them all dry. And then once they're dry, I will flip them over and get them all glued together. And this paint doesn't take real long to dry either. So, but before I get any further into this crazy, messy process, I'm going to clean off my hands. Just because I don't like to transfer ink and paste and stuff to other places. And because it's chalk paint, it comes right off. comes off your hands. All right. So what is the weather like for you guys? When we came in tonight, it was snowing, and we had a nice little layer of snow. So I was kind of excited about that. I'm a snow bug. I love my snow. So I'm just using my heat tool here and going over these just like so. And getting them all nice and dry. I think these are just about all dry. And some are darker and some are lighter, and I did that, like I just painted them on. I really wasn't caring a whole lot of how exactly they looked, because if it looks distressed, that's fine by me. Alright, so these are all good, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just flip these over, and I'm going to work on getting them all glued together. Okay, and the way I'm going to do this is I'm not going to put them just all straight across. I am going to do a little bit of staggering. Just because I like it. Alright, so we're going to go just like this. And I'm going to grab out a couple of our big jumbo craft sticks, and these you can get at Walmart. I got these at Walmart, and they fit all the way across the boards. So I'm gonna put one there. I'm gonna probably put 3 across just to make sure that it stays really nice. And actually I might do 4. Yeah, I think I'm going to do 4 of these. So I'm going to do one like that, one down. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use these. And the neat thing about it is these craft sticks are resealable, and there's 45 that come in a pack. So, and I think they were like $3 at Walmart or something like that. So they're not real expensive, and they work really well. I really, really like these. So we are going to use some, actually we're going to use both kinds of glue. We're going to be using some of our E6000 and some of the hot glue. So, and the E6000 you can get at Walmart as well. And this just takes a little bit of time to dry. So I put that on, and then I just put on some of this hot glue, and then we're gonna just plop this guy down. And I'm gonna hold it for just a minute, just so that the hot glue has a chance to set. Now the E6000 takes a little bit to dry. That's why I use both, is because the hot glue will dry quickly. And so then it just makes a really nice hold and bond so that it doesn't come apart. Because I do sell my projects, and I don't want somebody getting something home and then it coming apart, because that's just bad business all the way around. I don't like that at all. Okay, so now here we have this one, and I'm just gonna go ahead and hold that down for a minute. Do you not want them even? No, I don't. That was the point. I made them staggered just for fun. Because when they're all even, that's kind of boring. That's boring crafting. That's amateur crafting. Now, some people like it all straight, and some people have OCD and it just has to be straight all the way across the board. I am not one of those crafters. I am one of those crafters that I just kind of wing it, and however it turns out, it turns out. Okay. I am stuck. Why am I stuck? Not quite sure why I'm stuck. Oh, probably because it seeped through. Because I forgot I have a liquid, kind of like a liquid glue. But this E6000 stuff is like amazing. So there's that. Of course. And I would happen to run out of glue stick. Of course. You have a pattern started, but it doesn't continue. Yeah, pretty much. Alright, so now we're going to pick this guy back up, and let's try this again. Okay. Yes, I do have a pattern started, and I kind of went off of it. I'm a crazy crafter. Hi, Lindsay. Thanks for popping on. Hey, Tammy. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for popping on. Right now, I'm just in the process of gluing my surface that I'm using together. And the surface that I'm using is I'm using some gallon stir sticks from Menards. And I painted them black with some Waverly ink color chalk paint, I'm sorry. And now I'm just gluing the back together. Hey, Greg. What, are you waiting for me to say tacky towel? I actually don't know where my tacky towel is, or I'd be using it. Okay. So, we now have this all together. And our lovely little... Are we good with our little sticks? Or do I... okay. This one, I need to make sure it's stuck down a little bit better, because it's kind of wobbly a little bit. So we're going to just add some glue down there and hold that tight for a second, because we just want to make sure that it's going to stay together. The worst thing that would happen, because I do sell my products, my projects, is for somebody to buy this and get it home and it come apart. That's just bad business to me. I like to make sure that my things are quality and they are going to hold together and they are going to, you know, look nice in someone's home for a long time. And I don't like my projects looking cheap or looking like they're gonna fall apart. I just don't like to do business like that. Okay, so then there is our surface that we've created, and I'm gonna go ahead and just lay this down like so. And this is the stencil we're gonna use. And let me see here. Yep. And so we're just going, let me see. Do I want to go this way or this way? You know what? I think we're going to go this way. I think we're going to turn it so that some of the boards, you know, stick out on the other end. So this is how we're going to go about it. So I'm going to go ahead and get my lid back on my E6000. But I love this stuff. It's like a super glue that's better. It's clear and it's self-leveling formula. Industrial strength adhesive. So that stuff is good stuff. Okay. So now for our Bushel and a Peck stencil. Like I said, this stencil here is an 8.5 by 11 and it retails for $13.99, and it can be purchased on my website. It is back in stock. So I'm going to sit that over there, and then we are going to, first what we're going to do is we are going to mark the back of our stencil, because our stencils are reusable. They are silk screen self-adhesive stencils, and they can be reused 8 to 10 times depending on how well the stencil is taken care of. So I do want to mark the back so that when I'm done cleaning it off, then I can put it back on the backer sheet and put it away for another use. So I'm just going to put I love you, let's see, B. Okay. So I'm just so I know what it is. And this also helps, like if I'm having a party and a bunch of stencils are being used, then when I go to clean up, I know what stencil goes on what backer sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and just run my finger down this, and it pulls it from the middle. You never want to pull from a corner because it can stretch your stencils. And so I'm just pulling from the middle, and I'm just pulling it off the backer sheet like so. And this is a very sticky stencil. I don't know if you can hear that, but it is very sticky. So normally what I would have is I have a tacky towel, and it's green, and I'm not sure exactly where it went to. I used it for a party. Oh, haha, I found it. Never mind. Scratch the words I was about to say. We have a nice little green tacky towel. And one side is for linting or fuzzing, and the other side is for drying off your stencils. So I am just going to take this little stencil, and I'm going to lay it down here and pull it up just to get some lint and fuzz on the sticky area, just so that it doesn't stick. You want it to stick down on your project, but it doesn't need to be that sticky, because you can pull up paint and things like that. So we're just gonna lint this up a little bit. All right, so we're gonna put this little guy over to the side, and we are going to lay our stencil down just like so. And we're going to spread it out, making sure that there are no air bubbles in the silk screened area. We do not want any bubbles. Okay. Okay, and now for our pink and white. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I love to call the hot mess method. Is I'm going to put daubs of pink and white on this stencil, and I'm going to squeegee them together, and it makes kind of like a marbling effect that I really like. I use it a lot when I'm crafting. I just like multiple colors, and it just you couldn't marble them that way on purpose any other way, even if you tried. So I'm gonna grab a squeegee out, and we're gonna be using 2 of our stir sticks to stir up our paste. So I'm gonna just go ahead and get this pink opened, and I'm gonna give it a good stir. And I like my paste to be the consistency of frosting. When it's that kind of a consistency, it spreads like butter. It is like the best. So I'm just giving this a good stir. And if it wasn't, you get paste and it's not the consistency that you want, just add just a little bit of water to it and stir it in. And it'll rejuvenate, and you can get it right to the consistency that you want it to be, and it just works really well. And of course I'm getting paste on my fingers just from stirring. Alright, and I'm going to grab our white. Woo, okay. The white gets to be a little chunky sometimes. So yeah, it's pretty stiff here, so I'm going to just pull out my bottle of water and pour some in there. And then I'm just going to stir this in, and it will get my paste the exact consistency that I want it. So I'm just going around the outside because it is kind of stiff. Okay. As I'm making a mess that I'm not even noticing. Okay, y'all. Like I said, messy crafter. I'm making a mess over here, and I'm not even noticing I'm making the mess. Because I'm just stirring away. And I'm just wiping that up. And hopefully that will dry. And if it doesn't, I can always repaint it. No big deal. So we're going to stir over here to the side. So I'm just, like I said, making a mess. I added a little bit too much water. That's the problem. And it's just kind of slopping out. But that's okay. If I leave it sit open for a little bit, it'll thicken up. And as I stir some of the hard pieces, it'll work its way out. Not a big problem here. Okay. So I think we're pretty good. So what I'm going to do is brush all these crazy white pieces off. And I'm going to just dab across. I'm going to be careful not to use a whole lot because I'm mixing a color. I'm really not going to be able to put this back in the container like I normally would with when I'm squeegeeing paint across or paste across, I can put huge globs because when I squeegee it through, then I can put it back in the container. But because I'm mixing colors this time, I'm not going to be able to do that, and I'm just going to end up wiping them off on a, what do you call it? On a towel. Okay, I'm going to dab a little bit down here. Okay, and I'm going to grab another one of my wipes so that because I don't want the color to get muddy looking, so as I'm squeegeeing, I'm going to squeegee the excess off onto my wipe. So I'm going to just start here at the top, and I don't have to, if you're bending your squeegee, you're pushing way too hard. So I'm just going to start at the top and just pull the color down over the silk screened areas. And it does, it mixes a color, which really looks awesome. And I'm going to just squeegee the excess off. Because I am using white, so I don't want the white to get smudged or anything like that. I want some of the places to be white. Alright, so I'm going to squeegee that off. And then make sure that all of our silk screened areas are covered. Like so. And I'm just making sure that all of it's covered. And I believe it is. So I'm going to just work my way up from the middle here, from the sides to the middle. And I'm just going to pull straight up, like so. And voila! And there is our project. Hey Marianne, welcome! And so I will just sit my stencil off to the side so that I can run it under some water and get it all cleaned off. And I'm just gonna throw that away, and I'm gonna just squeegee off my stir sticks and set them aside to be cleaned. I'm gonna just put the lid back on my jar of my white because I had put a little too much water in it anyway, so I don't need to add any water to that. And I'm gonna just squeegee off the excess of my pink back into the jar off my stir stick and set that aside. And what I like to do when I'm cleaning up my paste is I like to just put just a titch of water in my paste when I put the lid on, and that way it just keeps them from getting, rock hard. But if they do get rock hard, you can always just add water to them and they do come back to life. It might take a little bit, but you can get them to come back. Okay, so there's I love you, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck. And my mom used to say this statement all the time. And I just, as soon as I saw it in a stencil, I just thought it was the coolest thing. So I'm going to just go ahead and get this dried, because I want to make sure that it doesn't chip or anything, or smudge, and it is going to look a little choppy in through here, because you're going over slats, basically. But that's okay. Because it does turn out, really cool. I like being able to use these paint sticks. They're just a ton of fun. And they're an inexpensive surface that you can create. think, yeah, this is all dry. So I'm going to just let it come back down to room temperature before I flip it over to do anything else. Because now what we're just going to do is we're just going to put the hanger on it. And oh, I think this turned out super cute. You know what? Thank you. Okay, I can either put a hanger on it, or I've got one of these guys, and I can glue this in like that, and so it can sit. Ooh, I think I like that better. What do you guys think? With a little, instead of having a little hanger, have it sit like so. What do you guys think? Yes, no? Should we put a hanger on it, or should I make it to where I can just sit it like so? That's cute. Thanks, Pam. What do you guys think? Hanger? Or should I paint this little palette? I can paint it black with the ink and to where it'll match, and it can just sit in like so. I don't know, I'm kind of liking this no hanger. Okay, I have one no hanger. Any other chimes in? And the question is, should I glue it in, or should I just have it two pieces to where it'll sit? You know, that it can be taken off. Like that it can come in and out. What do you guys think? Alright, well, I've got one for no hanger. I think I'm liking that idea, Pam. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this little guy aside here. And I'm going to get out my ink, paint again. And I'm going to throw on my nice little glove. And I'm going to go ahead and paint. I'm going to paint this little palette to match the bottom of the sign. Oh, hanger. Okay, so I've got one no hanger and one hanger. Okay, who's going to be the tiebreaker before I go ahead and stain this thing? So I have one vote for no hanger, and I have one vote for hanger. Who is going to be the tiebreaker? Hanger or no hanger? The next vote wins. No hanger. Hey, James. Thanks for popping on. Okay, so no hanger. Oh, no, it's not James. It's is it Jenny? Jenny? Jenny. I think it's Jenny. Sorry, I was looking upside down, and I'm like, wait a second. That doesn't say James. Sorry about that. Okay, so no hanger is the winner. So I'm going to go ahead and just use my little wipe here. Grab some stain, or grab some paint. And I'm just going to paint this. And I'm going to paint every little bit of this. And of course, I'm going to get my fingers all yucky. Oh well. Just going around the edges here. You don't have to glue, you can use the holder on another one just in case you want to change it out. Oh, a very good idea. Pam, I love that idea. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, so, all right, I wish I could get down there, and if I had the right little, if I had the right paintbrush, I could get in there, but I don't think I have a little paintbrush. Hey, Sue, welcome. You know what, I'm going to try one of my little foam brushes here, and I'm going to see if I can get down into that little crevice. I can. And it gets that little wood piece, so that works. Okay, so I think that gives me, what is the purpose of using a diaper wipe? It makes it more like a stain. Yes, instead of it looking like that you painted, it makes it look more like a stain, which, you know, with a stain, you're dealing with the smell, and, you know, if you don't have gloves, it makes a mess on your hands, different things like that. With being able to use your ink, your paints like a stain, just keeps you from having to, have all of that added mess. And so now I'm just going to go ahead and dry this. Yep, that can be your tip for the day is, you know, if you want to have a paint look more like a stain, use a baby wipe. And I just got these from the Dollar Tree. That's where I got these from. So I am just getting this dried up. Yep, and that's all good to go. And so now I'm going to take, and actually, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to let it look kind of distressed like that. So anyhow, this is our project, and now it has a little stand, and it can stand up like so. Dollar Tree is the devil. Yes, I spend more money there than pretty much anywhere else these days, because I am finding all kinds of surfaces that I can use with the stencils, and it just, you just can't pass some of them up, because I mean, if I showed you my little stash over here, you know what, I will try to show you my stash now that we're done. Let me go ahead and bring you guys back up right, but over here, you see that, like, all this over here is all Dollar Tree stuff that we're going to be crafting with. And yes, my crafting stuff is in one part of my closet. But yeah, so there's all of that we're going to be crafting with. Great tip to use that stand for a holder. You know what? I have several of them here, and I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to use them for. But this just worked out perfectly. So I will go ahead and show you the finished project. Ah! Yeah, you're going to want to make sure that you're holding on to it. But it sits in there just like this. So you have a nice little stand for it. And for those that popped on late, I made the surface out of gallon paint stir sticks that you can pick up at Walmart, Menards, Lowe's, Home Depot, any paint store like that. Sometimes if you go to Walmart to their paint section and just let them know that you need some paint sticks, you know, they'll give them to you for free. So I just went ahead and glued them together with some giant popsicle sticks, which are craft sticks that you can get at Walmart as well. And then the little palette I also got at the Dollar Tree. Some Dollar Trees have them, some don't, but I have like 5 Dollar Trees within just a few minutes of me. So, and I drive about 15-20 minutes to work, so between my house and where I work, there's like 5 of them, so I can check different ones for different things. And I'm finding that different Dollar Trees do have different things, and I've got to go to different ones to get all that I want to get. So anyhow, palette came from Dollar Tree, stir stick, background, and that is our project for tonight. So I want to thank you all for popping on and joining me tonight. I appreciate the interaction and the questions. I really do enjoy you guys popping on and creating with me. It makes my night a lot of fun. The other thing I wanted you guys to know is, for those of you that are not part of Magnolia Design Company, or already have a designer that you're working with, or creator that you're working with, I would love to be your creator. And if I can help you with any, you know, projects or product, I would love to be able to help you out. And if you would just comment in the comments below product, then I can reach out to you and see what I can help you with. Also, we have a new Get Started kit that is $69, and you get over $240 worth of products. And we have some people that join Magnolia Design Company just for the amazing 35% discount that you get as a creator. There's no monthly minimums, no quotas that you have to reach. So a lot of people like just getting that 35% discount just so that they can create on their own and not have to pay full price. Anyway, if you're interested in knowing more about the Get Started kit, or you'd like to purchase one, if you will comment kit in the comments, and I will reach out to you and get you hooked up with one of those. Anyway, thank you again so much for watching tonight, and I will be back Thursday night. Probably about the same time. I'm going to shoot for 7:30. My husband's been working a little bit later, and so in trying, you know, to get home and dinner and everything, I'm going to push Thursday night to 7:30. And if I see that I'm going to be running late, I will leave a message again like I did tonight. But I hope you will join me Thursday night at 7:30 for another fun DIY project using Magnolia Design Company products. Thank you again for watching. Have a wonderful night. Bye, y'all.